Hey everybody, so I'm using the Juvia's Place Sahara 2 palette, and I'm starting out with the shade Taza, and it's pretty much like a burnt adobe clay color. And yeah, so pretty much all I did was I took that color with a soft blending brush that's kind of pointy at the top, and I packed that color into my outer eye, and then I kind of swept it outward in the crease, but not too much because I didn't want it to be too dense of a color towards the crease. I don't really know the terms. But basically I didn't want that strong orange color to be too dense in my crease and towards my inner eye. I wanted it to be more concentrated on the outer eye than in the inner eye, but I still wanted it to be present towards the inner eye. And this was just me going off of really nothing. I was just experimenting and seeing what this palette could do for me, and this is what it did for me. So yes, so I just repeated the same thing on the other side, and I'm just checking to see that they're pretty much equal, pretty much sisters. And yes, so yeah, I use that kind of brush because it's equally able to pack in color as it is to blend out color. And it's just a cheap brush I got from Amazon I got it in like a pack of 7 brushes, but yeah, for like $12. So the next color that I'm using is Zora, which is like a deep burgundy shade. And what I did, I punched that color in a little more inward. So I went from lightest to darkest with these transition shades, and the darker the color, the closer to my inner eye I put it. I don't know why, I just did it like that. And I mean, I liked it. I was just going on a whim. I was following instincts, and this is what happened, and I really liked the end result. So all I did was I tried to keep that color more outward, though I didn't blend it too far inward, though, as you can probably see, like I did with the first color. I just wanted it on the outer edge, and that's what I did. And so far so good, and I like how easy it was to blend these. It was really fun. But yeah, so I pretty much just repeat the same thing from one eye. I repeat it on the other eye. But the next shade I used was Fez, which is pretty much a dark brown. And I just punched it in right in front of that red shade, Zora. And I put this into that crease of my hood so that it can make it look a little deeper. And that's pretty much why I did that, so it can look deeper and make my lid look a little more full. This is what I thought I was doing in my head, and I think it came into fruition because it just made my eye a little bit more open. So by me accentuating the crease of my hood, because I have really hooded eyes, I think by putting that darker shade into it, it created that depth perception that I often like to go for. I have really small eyes, and if you see me in person, you'll see it even more. So whenever I do eyeshadow looks, especially with darker colors, I'm always trying to make my eye appear more open and more awake. Yes, so it's just my genes, my genetics. I have really hooded eyes. If you watch Alyssa Ashley, her and I pretty much have the same eyes as far as hoodedness goes. Also, my eyes are downturned, so yeah, that's another thing. So what I'm using now is my NARS Soft Matte Cream Concealer in the shade Caramel, and I like to use this to cut my crease, but I'm not doing a full cut crease. This is just me doing like a semi-half, barely anything cutation. And I'm doing this because this is how I like to layer on my shimmers and glitters. So this is a kind of This is basically like a signature eye look for me. I do this pretty much with all my eyeshadows, to be honest. I always like to do shimmer or glitter at the beginning and then go out into a matte smoky finish. And yeah, I think it's becoming my specialty, especially that I do it now that I do it more and more. But when you do this, use a flat brush, which is what I use, and then put the concealer on your hand so that you don't use too much product. You can really gauge how much you take, which is what I tried to show. And then just add what you need, because if you add too much concealer, it's going to have a hard time drying, and that can lead to you creasing your concealer, creasing your eyeshadow, and it'll be a whole mess. I don't set my concealer with powder. I just go on straight with the shimmer. So that's why it's really important that I don't add too much product. So now I'm going to go in with that shade Nomad and use my finger and just pop on the bulk of it onto that concealer so that I can get the most color payoff. And then once I have as much as I need on there, I'm going to use a different flat brush. I think I used a different flat brush. I'm pretty sure I did. Anyway, I used a different flat brush to clean up those outer edges and really blend it into that matte. So one thing that I did with the concealer, you see it's kind of staggered when it blends into it's not fully blended yet, but when it goes into the mattes, I made sure that it wasn't like a straight line. I made it uneven in places, which is what I believe to be the most natural effect, because you get like this gradient of transition from shimmer to dark, then lighter, and then it'll just kind of go up into this airy effect into my skin. So yes, that's what I was trying to achieve. And then I used that same brush that I used for the shimmer to clean up that edge where I added that first burnt orange color. So that's why I said I didn't want to add too much of that dark color into my inner eye, because when I'm adding the shimmer in the front, I want it to go into that hazy gradient orange color. That hazy orange color. Yes, let me just talk normal. So I was trying to get the shimmer to go easily into transitioning to that orange color, and that's why I didn't add too much of that orange Taza color in the beginning, because I didn't want to make it too hard for myself to get it to effortlessly blend. So yes, that's what I did. And now I'm going back with the fluffy brush that I used with that brown shade Fez, and I'm blending everything into each other. And you just do that till it's blended to your liking. Now with the MFMG palette, Makeup for Melanin Girls, I used that golden shade, and I popped in some of that glitter onto my shimmer area, and I just pretty much added it in like a sporadic way. I wanted it to just be kind of random. I think it looks really, really nice that way, because I don't like anything that's too uniform, especially with glitter. Glitter, I feel like it's supposed to be messy. It's supposed to be, all spread out and just there. I don't think it looks good if it's so neat and perfect for me. And when I'm doing this, I like to express myself, and I'm not neat and perfect at all. So now with the flat brush, I'm just blending it into that shimmer. Now with the ABH, Sugar Heal Glow kit, I forget what it's called. I'm just taking those two shades I pointed to, I forget their names, but I just mixed them and I added them to my cheekbones in this lateral sweeping motion, so that I can get the most, shimmer payoff on my cheekbones. I just follow the structure of my cheeks, and that's pretty much what I do to try to get the most natural look with that highlight. Then I do my nose and some of the pointy areas on my forehead, my chin, and yes, finally I'm just taking my favorite nude colors. And if I ever